Welcome in, everybody, to the Miami Hurricanes Dynasty Rebuild on College Football 25. We're starting our new season today, and I'm excited to see the ways this team differs from year one. Obviously, now I've brought in some players. We've made some changes. The team will obviously get a lot different from here. But we have a new quarterback that's going to be debuting today. Replacing Cam Ward is not going to be easy. But Nicholas Vadiato, the mid-Tennessee State transfer, was the quarterback I brought in the portal to try and keep us competitive at the national level. We had a really good year one in the series, laying the foundation and having a good playoff run. But the biggest challenges by far are going to be replacing Cam Ward and our top receivers. We did acquire Mario Williams in the transfer portal. This was a really big addition for us, as he had 11 touchdowns last year for Tulane, and he is an explosive playmaker. So last year we had Xavier Restrepo as our number one receiver. He was one of the best route runners in college football. Williams is a good route runner, definitely above average, and he's a big play threat. Isaiah Horton, last year's leading receiver, does end up returning, and we also have Ray Joseph, who's going to be kind of making his series debut, a former four-star wide receiver. So we definitely have a heavy emphasis on speed with our receiving core, and we're going to hopefully put up some big plays. We're going to find out if we can handle making some changes with the offense, and if we can stay as one of the best teams in college football. Now, I do think I want to create a couple house rules here for the series. I always do this to try to make my series a tad more realistic. I had convinced Damian Martinez to return when he wanted to go to the NFL draft. And a couple of the rules I'm going to create for this series. I cannot convince running backs any longer to come back. That's obviously a position where there's a lot of punishment, short NFL careers, so running backs shouldn't play their senior season, to be quite honest. I'm not going to convince anybody at running back to return anymore, nor am I going to try to convince anybody that's going in the first 3 rounds in the draft. When they're declaring, or they say they want to, it gives a projection. If it's rounds 1, 2, or 3, I'm no longer going to be trying to convince them to stay. I do think we're going to have a very good offense this year. We were able to get a pretty solid quarterback. We have plenty of playmakers on the offense, and the O-line should be even better, as we had no senior starters last year, and now 3 of our best players on the entire roster are along the offensive line. The defense, I think, has room to get better, but I think we're going to regress in run defense. Ruben Bain is one of the best defensive players in college football. This is probably our last year getting to play with him in the series. He's a 96, 9.5 sacks a year ago. But we have a lot of new starters along the D-line. KJ McManus and Marquise Lightfoot are both going to play. Lightfoot has really high athleticism, 88 speed, 93 acceleration. So I wanted to make sure we could see his skill set out on the field. We brought in a couple portal defensive tackles, including Jordan Phillips, but we're also going to get one of our freshmen from the first recruiting class on the field, and that's going to be Sharif Ladd. He is the best interior pass rusher we have as a true freshman. Y'all were scaring me in the comments last episode too, warning me about editing players, and I read that after, of course, editing some players, because apparently in this game, if you're editing certain gear, you can have players disappear. Now, I think it's a helmet-related issue, something to do with mismatched branding, but I didn't touch any helmets. I did mess with some jerseys and some armbands, but now I'm afraid to even mess with it. Thankfully, I don't think anyone's disappeared. But true freshman Damian Rawlings is another player you should keep an eye out for this year. Number 6 has blazing speed, can cover a lot of ground, and already has really good run and chase skill. The cornerback group, to me, is even stronger after last season only having high 70s, low 80s rated players. We're much stronger there, but maybe not as strong now at the safety position. And on top of that, you cannot forget, we have a new kicker. After Andres Borregales only missed 2 kicks all of last year, can true freshman Willie Shembo fill in those big shoes? He has a strong leg, but only 75 kick accuracy. A couple settings here we're going to change as well. I'm going to knock this down to 10-minute quarters because I had a friend tell me that he's actually getting wear and tear stuff to pop up when he's playing 10-minute quarters, 20 play clock runoff. I have not had any wear and tear in my dynasties yet, so I'm going to try 10 and 20 and see if anything happens. I don't mess with sliders much in these series. I like to play on all 50s, all-American difficulty, because in my history playing Madden this way on all-pro, we get more ratings-based gameplay, a lot of great games, high scoring, low scoring, blowouts, you name it. What I do end up messing with, though, tends to be the injuries, and nothing's happening on 25, and nothing's happening on 30 in my Buffalo Dynasty. So I'm going up to 35, and I'll keep an eye on that. My goal is to have more to manage. These are management-based series, and in last year, there were no injuries to work around, wear and tear wasn't a factor, just kind of felt like a spectator most of the time without much to do. I also have I'm going to make this, roughing the kicker is going off because it is completely bugged in this game. It happens way too often. But I'm excited to get this season underway and to really make this team kind of my own now. I have gone already to get our recruiting board set up for the new year, and I started off by putting 15 quarterbacks on the board. This list has now been cut down to 6. I have offered a scholarship to Colin Kunalik, who's my top quarterback option right now. We have a big lead for him, and he could be somebody we build around for a few years, and I think his ratings are good enough to play immediately. You'll notice the 94 speed. These scrambling quarterbacks are ridiculous. I hope they get nerfed, but he's our top target right now. But I know I can't just count on him. So I'm scouting and recruiting other quarterbacks, but I've only offered 3 scholarships. And to be honest, the one for Kevin Follen was actually a misclick, as I was just going through a little too quickly, wanting to choose something else, and I sent him a scholarship. I do like him, but I'm not trying to bring in 3 more quarterbacks this year. So I am still recruiting these guys heavily, because if Kunalik goes in a different direction, I don't want to be trying to start from 0 recruiting the next quarterback option. But then I'm also looking at a lot of 4 and 5 star players right now and trying to bring in the best players possible. We do not have a lot of seniors on their way out this year, so we're going to be focused on bringing in impact players. Max Boger, the running back from Pompano Beach, Florida, could be one of those difference makers. He is the 43rd ranked running back in this class, so maybe a fringe 4-star then. And then we got locked out by wide receiver Romeo Doman. That was a bit of a surprise, but there are some in-state players that liked us quite a bit. Stan Perkins at wideout has us number 1. He's the 11th ranked receiver in the entire country. And then we have Josh Esquivel, who has 97 speed, another deep threat from Miami, right here in state, and we have offered him a contract or scholarship, same thing, right? And we're going to send the house for him. Jalen Amundsen is a 4-star tackle with 80s for his power and 89 strength. Really like him. We're also focused on D'Angelo Pitts from Tallahassee, and you can bet we're going to be locked into a battle with Florida State as a result. We have a chance as well to land a top 5 player in the entire class. This is left end Lester Judovsky. He is a pass rusher that could easily step in to help us replace Ruben Bain next year. So getting an impact pass rusher is definitely high on the wish list this season. Locked out here by Ben Bostic. That is disappointing. I basically just put 35 of the best prospects I could on the board to see after a week or two who's actually going to consider us. And there's quite a few players this year. 2 more really good cornerbacks have us at number 1, or actually all 3 of them here, including 5-star Jamie Luna, the number 1 corner in the country. So far, we're only scouting players that are 4-star or higher, outside of 2 punters, because I'm also trying to bring in some depth there. We're going to spend some coaching points on increasing the throw under pressure and break sack for our quarterback. That's obviously going to be useful all the time. And we're also going to try to make this offensive line even more of a strength, especially with a lower 80 rated quarterback now. You've got to be able to support those guys with as good a blocking as you can give them. So we're going to go all the way to tier 4. But now it's time to let the games begin and see if we can somehow match the success of Season 1. We had an undefeated regular season a year ago, despite a number of close calls. Will our luck in those one-possession games stay that hot? As a Viking fan, I can tell you it doesn't stay that hot. Oh, I just realized Vadiato's a senior. When we were scouting him in the portal, he was listed as a junior, but that must have been where he was after last season. So this is another year of us being on just a year-to-year quarterback situation. I was under the impression we had 2 years. That is not the case. So let's get this journey underway in year 2. We've got Syracuse after their blowout loss to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This is when the dynasty really begins. I've now changed a lot of things on this team, made some big decisions, and we'll put those decisions to the test after the Canes' best season in decades. The rain is falling, and we are getting the football first in Season 2 as we want to see the new look offense. And we'll debut Nicholas Vadiato, the mid-Tennessee State transfer. We're showing off Elijah Arroyo here, the senior. Yeah, I imagine he'll be involved. But new receivers, new quarterback, and the new season getting underway for the Canes. It starts, and Chris Johnson is hit back pretty hard after a gain of 2. We got him a lot of good experience in his freshman season. Now from the 27, Vadiato's first throw is a connection with new wideout Mario Williams. Both guys came in through the portal. Both are seniors. Vadiato on first down is going to go down and loses the ball. Nobody could recover it for a while, and the Orange are going to take over. If there's a stable part of this team, it's the offensive line. So very surprised to see them make the first critical error of the year. But now the Orange are going to take over with the short field, and we are all over the running back. Our home field advantage is now up to the 10th best in college football. We have a long home winning streak, of course. That's incomplete. And it's a long third down for the Orange, needing 13, and they're not going to get it. Down he goes. First sack of the year, and it's Marquise Lightfoot. He's one of the new pass rushers we're counting on, and that's a great move inside. With all of his speed, I expected to see him mostly rushing off the edge, but making that move from the interior is real impressive. Let's try this again then. Vadiato gives us a 2 tight end look and feeds the inside handoff. And that is not Damian Martinez or Chris Johnson. Did numbers change? Why is Martinez? Yeah, that's right, because now number 6 is wore by Damian Rawlings. They changed the number for Damian Martinez. And you can't edit numbers in Dynasty right now, so it's a weird time for sure. Can't convert on 3rd and 2, and the first 2 drives for Miami go nowhere. 37-yard run, and the Orange have the first scoring threat. They have a 3rd and 5. And under pressure, it's going to be short of the first down as we hold again. I just want to see more out of our new offense. We didn't pass it at all last drive. And another run. Not much here for Martinez so far. Hand off Martinez. And now he's got some daylight. Somehow a DB took him down when he's at full speed. And Miami's going to try to build upon that play and pick up the tempo. Vadiato changing the play. We know it's going to be a throw this time. With 8 in coverage for the Orange, he floats it out, and Martinez now getting a nice catch of 10. 4-man rush and dumped over the middle. That's a gain of 9. First look at Ray Joseph. A lot of speed here at receiver. I know Horton was kind of used as a deep threat last year, but he's our third fastest receiver at like 88 speed. Or he's the slowest of that trio. Second down. Got it out there, and that's going to be a big pickup to the 22-yard line. That's Riley Williams, the second tight end, who's kind of more of a blocker, only 73 speed. Nowhere to go there. Throwing short. Now Arroyo with room, and we convert the 2nd and 13. Goal to go Canes. We go Martinez. He's denied. Top of the screen is Mario Williams. Might look to the slot here. And he's open. Touchdown! Ray Joseph. Canes' first touchdown of the season. Sebastian loves it. Offense putting together a pretty good drive there. Good to see. Kind of wanted to check something out. Believe it or not, I haven't really been using Play the Moments at all using these features, and I kind of wanted to see what it would give us. We have an injury already. Armando Blunt. We do have a pretty deep rotation for the D-line. That's a spot where if we did have an injury, I feel decent about being able to manage that. After a short punt, Miami is on the edge of field goal range. All right, they're giving us a moment here. And we can go from play the moment right into watching the game. I know I kind of do my own play the moment, so I haven't really needed to use this feature, but I wanted to at least see what it would do. 3rd and 3, Chris Johnson's going to be turned away. And we're not going to be kicking it here in the rain with Willie Shembo. I do want to see his first field goal tries, but it's not going to come here, probably for good reason. A 3 and out deep in their own territory, though. Now he breaks out the 56-yarder. The last one was like a 28. Facing a 3rd and 5, we get 5 to convert. Ray Joseph early leading us in receiving. Canes looking to go up 2 possessions here in the first half. Johnson on the quick hitch has about 10 yards. 4-man rush. Plenty of time to hit the open man. Ray Joseph making an impact here in his essential debut in this series. To the air. Touchdown! Mario Williams. And the Miami Hurricanes doing it with the transfers on this drive. Go up 2 possessions. And a first look for us at Willie Shembo as he drills his second extra point. It's 14-3. We're on to the second half. Damian Martinez rips off a 31-yard run. And again, we end up with probably too long of a field goal try here. So Joyce kicks it back to the orange. Okay, we just punted from basically our end zone. And we've given Syracuse a very short field. We want to see if this game gets interesting at all, and Syracuse has a chance to make it that way with a run that goes for 6. LaQuint Allen, 18 carries, 90 yards. 3rd and 4 for Braden Davis, and that's going to be a first down. Over pursuing again. Secondary does that a lot in this game. Damian Martinez is on the field. They're in the Wildcat here. So that's Allen as the Wildcat quarterback. He's going to pitch it forward, and they're going to lose 2. Motion out the running back, floating that way. Down he goes. A sack for Miami. 94, that's Jordan Phillips, the big portal addition. 32 yards, LaQuint Allen. This is still a game. 14-6 as Cole Carmichael picks up our 3rd sack of the game. 3rd and 15 for the Orange. They get 13 of them. Arande Gadsden II. His dad played for the Dolphins like 25 years ago. And they did not convert on that 4th down try. It's been a slow-moving day for the offense, though. Just not really getting the job done on 3rd down. And now we've got the now or never drive for the Orange. It's 14-6, and they're driving. Another dramatic finish in the works as Syracuse cannot complete the pass to the outside. 3rd and 14 with this pass rush. Getting ready to get after the quarterback, Braden Davis. He's got time, slings this one complete. And the Orange, with their backs against the wall, get a fresh set. Davis heads to the air and has another first down, bouncing off contact. 1:30 left. Underneath now, they're getting awful close and have plenty of time. Getting the call from the sideline, 3rd and 1. Davis, he's running out of time, slings it out of bounds, and the game is now on the line. That's a good full yard to go. Do they just keep this on the ground? Does not appear so. Davis, he keeps the game alive. First down, Orange. Under 60 seconds to go now in week 1. And it's Davis. He fires. End zone. Count it. Touchdown, Syracuse. Their first of the day, and now only one 2-point try from tying this game. What a stunner this could potentially be. Since when are 2-point tries from the 3? They need this, and he's down inside the 1. He didn't get it. That close. If it were only 2 yards, we would have been in trouble there. Miami is going to barely hold on against Syracuse. And our regular season winning streak will continue with a very uneasy feeling. 14-12. Neither team establishing their offense very well in this game. "17 of 21 passing in his debut. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, pretty clean overall. But we didn't really have a great day running. 4 yards a carry is not really great by college standards. Plenty of teams are getting 5, 6, 7. So not really any high impact there on offense. Mario Williams and Ray Joseph definitely made a strong impression. And the defense did a really good job, only allowing a touchdown and shutting down that final 2-point try. We had 4 sacks in the game, a lot of TFLs, but it's about to get tougher. Because our next game is against number 8 Notre Dame. That's going to be tough going on the road. Here's a recruiting update, though, as we are far and away the number 1 team for quarterback Colin Kunalik. We're still, in the mix for Mitch Ivey, and we're in first for Ben Garrison. We have not offered to him. We're in first for Ben Battle with no offer. I have other quarterbacks I like more than Fallen. I think I'm going to pull the points here, even though we're in first place. We're going to use those elsewhere. A handful of players have already reached their top 5, so we can look to schedule visits and also start to get more aggressive with pitching once we know what exactly we're pitching on. But we know we have a schedule that has most of our home games early, so we want to get these on the board as quickly as we can. I think the Florida game would be a pretty good target for us. That would be kind of the 2 triangles compared to 1. We just have a very soft home schedule this year. I know UConn was not the most exciting game to schedule there in week 11. I guess I wasn't really focused on making that a tough opponent, but maybe that would be a good idea next time to make sure we have a game that could be more of a high risk, high reward, because there might be a battle or 2 that needs it. So there's not a lot to talk about right now with recruiting. Basically, all of our points have been going into just sending the house. We've already scouted much of this board, so we just have to let it cook a little bit. But what are we getting ourselves into here with this Notre Dame game? We're number 3, they're number 8. We didn't look spectacular in our first game. What do the Irish have this year? Jeremiah Love at running back is a 90 with really high speed, acceleration, agility. So he looks like a difference maker. The quarterback, 79 overall, Steve Angeli. I hope that's right, because I'm about to say his name probably 50 times in the game. They'll probably have a good quarterback situation here in a couple years, but for now, Angeli is the guy. So similar, ratings as our quarterback. The receivers aren't spectacular. I think we can probably contain them. Comes down to the running game. I was kind of concerned about that this year with the losses on the D-line. And then they're clearly built to run the football. This is our toughest road game, perhaps, on the whole schedule. And it's not going to be easy for us to start the season 2-0. Here we go. Miami and Notre Dame. What a clash here in our second week of the year. I'm not sure 14 gets it done this time. We need more from the offense. We're going to take this out of the end zone and not make it to the 15. Kick coverage is pretty good in this game. So, 2 touchdowns in the opener, no turnovers. And now time to see what Vadiato can do. Because these were the games he was ultimately brought in to help us win. In the 7th toughest place to play in college football, Vadiato just going to settle it underneath here. It's going to be Martinez to the 19. Really curious why it changed his number. He was an existing player on the roster. His number should have been safe. Sweep left. And Martinez now with the head of steam. We got to get him going more. I know Ward kind of led the way a year ago. We really need to lean on Martinez in the running game more in Season 2. Here's Vadiato, and the pass is caught by Horton as he makes his first big catch of the season. Motioning Chris Johnson to the bottom. And Vadiato just got it to him, and he's got blockers. First down. A pretty good start to things, but now 3rd and 8 for the Canes. It's lofted deep, and he got him! Mario Williams! Touchdown, Canes! We got to be able to hit that pass over the top when it's there. 7-0. And now it's the defense's turn to try to put the pressure on the Fighting Irish, and that's a good first down stop. I think the more we can force them to throw, the more this game plays into our favor. And it's a fake with a toss to the outside, and getting up the sideline, a solid pickup. From the Notre Dame 40, lofted deep downfield, and that's going to answer right back. A big 60-yard touchdown. Yeah, that's a slot fade. That's the most dangerous route in the game. So no, it wasn't our transfer corner. That is Russ Cotton, a senior, playing the nickel. Deep touchdowns to both teams get us started here. And we're looking to answer right back now. Arroyo for 22, 28 to Chris Johnson. And then the first interception for Vadiato on this season. Notre Dame taking it downfield. They're looking to get points off the turnover. And they hit a 50-yard field goal. We get our first interception later in the second quarter. That is freshman Zaquan Patterson. We have some new starters in the secondary. And there's some youth there that's going to be able to develop. Patterson, one of the more intriguing players. He's our free safety. So he awards us a short field. Vadiato heading to the air, and he gives it right back on the pass for Horton. Cam Ward last year threw 3 interceptions in the regular season. And now Vadiato has thrown a pair. Or maybe it was 4. Either way, it was very few. And this is concerning. We're into the first half here. Notre Dame backed up until they get a 27-yard connection to Greathouse. And then 26. So you go from a sequence where maybe they have to punt from their own end zone to now they're threatening to drive into ours. They end up with a field goal. 24 to Mario Williams, though, trying to put together a 2-minute drive. And we get a field goal. I should have watched that one because that was the first one for Shembo. I think we just went for it on a 4th down on their half, and we obviously failed. Giving the ball to the Irish. 13-10 ball game. Let's see if the defense can hold. And Angeli's going to keep it. He gets chased down as Lightfoot was in pursuit. Then it's 3rd down and 11. He's going to go up top, and it's intercepted. A pair for both quarterbacks now in this game. And that goes to Zaquan Patterson. It's his 2nd of the day. That's how you make an impression. A 2-pick game for the freshman safety in his debut. Now, he's a redshirt freshman. I didn't recruit him, but that is a sweet little story early on. Trying to build some momentum now, and Martinez struggling to... You know, we should be a strong rushing team, you would think. We have a really good offensive line. I'm guessing they're probably a bit better in pass pro than run blocking. But still, we have a good enough unit to put together probably a 1,200 or 1,300 yard season. Just not looking like it early on. Caught up the seam by Elijah Arroyo. Handoff Johnson. He loses 3. Not getting a boost from the dynamic speedster. Now we go to Martinez, and he's going to get us a gain of 4. And we're again kind of on the edge of field goal range where a lot of our drives seem to stall out. 3rd downs have not been our forte. Vadiato has a conversion to Chris Johnson Jr. Good run now for Johnson as we get a boost from one of our young playmakers. On the screen. Oh, he's laid out. Man, the timing on some of those plays really favors the defender. There's not much of a chance of the receiver making a move. 2nd down and 8. Up the gut with some force there. Martinez. And on 3rd down, all over it in the backfield. And that's going to bring on Shembo to tie this game. And it's a 32-yard attempt. And the freshman kicker, he missed it. Willie Shembo missed it. Did you just start celebrating? 32-yard try? I guess kickers matter in college football. 13-10. How do we not get there? And with that, we are headed on to the 4th quarter, everybody. Pretty even matchup, so at least, you know, we're not getting outclassed by a top 10 team in their house. But we're not here to be competitive. We're here to try to win a championship. And we got some work to do. 3rd and 5 for Notre Dame. They've got a big spot here to open the quarter. And with time to throw, it is launched out of bounds, and we're getting the ball. Returnable. Heading outside. Nice little run back for Ray Joseph. And now Vadiato. Can he make a play? Feels like they've taken the game out of his hands a bit. Letting the run game kind of dictate the flow of the offense. Handoff to Johnson. That's a good play. I guess that's what I want in a way. But I also want the running game to just be better. It's a work in progress. Vadiato slings it, caught! Mario Williams. I'm liking the new receivers. These guys can get open, and that's a challenge in this game. Vadiato, no! 3rd interception. He wanted Joseph and gave it away. What are we doing, guys? 4-man rush. That's a 1st down. Spinning up near the 40. Jeremiah Love goes over 100 yards. 5 total interceptions now thrown in this game. And a good run up the middle. Hard to go deep when you're not getting good quarterback play. And I'm not so sure here 2 games in that Vadiato's a difference maker. Sweeping to the right side, and a good first down. It's fun having a football game here again where outside zone's kind of usable. It's pretty awful in Madden. 1st and 10. And just trying to work efficiently down the field. 6 and change to go. This is a key drive. We do not want to go down 2 scores. Cornerback's covering nobody there at the top of the screen. Down he goes. We're in that backfield. I think we have 4 D tackles that could play, and he's back for more. Thrown away. And they're not getting points on this possession either. Really impressed with our defense. I think we're going to have, a worse offense this year, but our defense is going to be able to keep these games pretty tight. So our wins might have to be a little uglier, but every team's formula is going to have to adjust. Martinez, huge collision, gain of 7. So we know if we get to like a field goal on here to tie it, it's definitely not automatic this season. A little bit worried now with Shembo's miss. Joseph is going to lose a couple. And now under 5 minutes to play, it's 3rd and 7. Vadiato, they're all around him, and he's going down. This has to be a pretty good punt for Dylan Joyce. And it's going to be fielded and brought into Miami territory. Notre Dame with a really good chance of putting at least 3 on the board now. Hands off inside. Wow, looking fresh on that carry. That was kind of scary. Now they're throwing this one hot, and that's a great catch. So from this area, it's a 47-yard field goal. Last play before the warning in all likelihood. It's 2nd and 10. To the outside and caught. Goal to go, Irish. This isn't looking good. Angeli, complete. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Just crossing the plane. And a 2-score advantage now as the Irish look to end our regular season win streak. Freshman Cam Williams makes the play. Nice job fighting his way into the end zone there. The offense has lost some of its juice. Pass is hauled in by Joseph. I'm sorry, that's Mario Williams. I'm going to have to look at our play calling too and see if I want to make some adjustments. That's one of the things I like to do in these series is you can go and create your own game plan, basically. Choose what plays you like on 1st down, 2nd and long, red zone. You have control over all that kind of stuff if you make a custom playbook. Don't tell me custom playbooks are also messed up in this game. 2nd and 4, Vadiato hesitates and then checks it down, incomplete. It's not the most promising debut for our new quarterback either. We need plays. We need to protect the football. That's a good one. But it's definitely a drop in quarterback play from what we're used to in Season 1. Cam Ward protected the ball. Vadiato already 3 interceptions here in this game alone. And now he's going to go down. 3rd and 16. Out of the pocket. Nope. At least go run upfield and slide. Now Shembo's going to try to keep this a game. It's a 49-yard try. Thankfully not on a hash. Shembo has a strong leg, and he does make the field goal. Now can he handle an onside kick? Bouncing ball. Fielded at the 45 cleanly. We have 2 timeouts, so our only chance of getting the ball back is either a lucky fumble or with minimal time to go. Good start. The inside handoff. And now we're out of timeouts. 3rd and 10 for Notre Dame, looking to put the game away, and they're not quite able to. But they are going to try a field goal. if this is no good, we're going to have a chance. They'll run the play clock down. Long kick. This would clinch it, and the kick is off the post, and it's no good. There is still a sliver of hope for the Canes. We just have to put this in the end zone now from 64 yards out. We have no timeouts. Got to get a first down here. Launching, overthrown. 15 on the clock now. He's going to go out. A few yards closer. You just have to get a first down here and stop the clock. On third down, Vadiato. Come on, man. That's going to end the game. Notre Dame's going to close it out. Our regular season win streak is snapped. This is not year one anymore. A reality check for our Canes, losing to Notre Dame 20-13. The offense has not looked very good in these two games. They've had moments, pockets of promise. But this looks like a defensive football team here in Season 2. Both teams pretty mediocre on third down. Vadiato, if he just, this is like the stat lines I put up. It looks good until you go to the int column. And it's like, oh, 3, that's, why you lost. We ran for 100 yards between our two running backs. But it's just not all fitting together the way it needs to quite yet. Zaquan Patterson did his best. And with that loss, we are now dropped to number 9 in the standings. It's a quality loss. Notre Dame now takes our original spot at 3. So now we are third highest ranked in our own conference, oddly enough. It's looking good for Kunalik, and we're able to look at scheduling his visit now, and we're going to target this Florida game. At least we know he wants a championship, so he's coming to the meeting there. And then we've closed the gap on Ivy. That one's neck and neck. We're still in first for Garrison and Battle. We're still in first for Fallen, despite not even trying. I'm going to narrow down the list here, I think. I feel good about our other quarterback battles right now. I just like a few more points freed up. We're going to offer a scholarship here to Forrest Small, a power rusher, and we're going to see where this one goes. If that ends up getting us, a good push here against UCF, I'm going to also go with 25 points in this battle. And then for Max Boger, we don't know his third initial pitch, but all 3 possibilities are really good for us. So we are going to start hard sell approaching here. We're going to hope that grassroots is the best way to pitch him. And then D'Angelo Pitts. I want to bring in, as many gems as I can. And I want to get his visit also scheduled and really focus on the offense coming in week 5. A lot of complimentary visits here. So we haven't scored a lot in our first 2 games. Vadiato very efficient through the air, but unspectacular. No passes over 31 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, last year at Mid-Tennessee State, he had, better than a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. So I have to think that the points will come. He was productive last year, and we certainly have the talent. But Martinez, only 72 yards a game. We're not exactly dominant with our run at the moment. Mario Williams, 10 for 158. I think it would be a good time to maybe refresh the playbook a little bit and just make a few changes that might suit our team pretty well. And I'm going to show you how I do that. So this is something I've done, in Madden now for many years, but we'll go to custom playbooks. And of course, we're going to make one based off of the Miami offense. You can obviously edit and create playbooks as you see fit, but you'll notice the center part here shows you the likelihood, basically, of calling plays in every situation. You can go through manually by play or by position and say, okay, when we're, for instance, going for 2, these are the plays we want. The more stars, the more likely it is to be called. The less stars, obviously, the less likely. You can go through and say, all right, I don't want 0-1 trap, for instance. That would not be a 2-point play for me. So I can just go ahead and delete that, and I can go through our playbook and also just look at, plays that I like. We all have our go-to passes. We can say, like for instance, this slot fade is going to be a cornerstone in our offense, and we're going to hit square to rate that and say, all right, I want it called, on second and longs. I want it a part of our, where's the 2 minutes? The 2-minute offense. And that's how I get kind of more unique play calling in these series. And I believe now that we're in year 2, it's time to explore this a little bit more. But that is going to do it for our time today with the Hurricanes. We have our first regular season loss, and now where do we go from here? We'll find out next time. Please leave your feedback down in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. The Canes will be back again shortly. Have a great day.